Here we are. Don't we look good?
I just thought I'd let you speak first.
Welcome to Cookin' Cheap, ladies and gentlemen, that shows how any fool can be a success in the kitchen.
Well, that is true. If we can do it, ladies and gentlemen, anyone
Right,
can.
absolutely.
It's very true. Bring
That's
the
our
witch
motto.
in.
All right, let's bring the witch in. All right. See what she's got to say
I'm working
to us
on
today.
something already.
The witch. There we go. Oh,
You know what?
she got off to a rough start.
She did, didn't she?
All right, now let's see.
She was a little slow on the uptake today, too.
Well, she's been hanging down here over the steaming pots. It's a miracle she's
Still
able to
alive.
fly. All right, dear guys, we attend Washington and Lee University in Lexington, Virginia.
Well, there you go.
We need help. Our fraternity, Beta Kappa Alpha, has invited the girls from Hubba 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 over for dinner this weekend. The problem is we can't cook. Could you show us a few easy recipes? We'll appreciate it and save you some, I bet. Thanks. Henry R. Hebblewhite. P.S. The girls can't cook either, although they are very hot, if you catch my drift. Thanks again.
Well, you know those girls at Hubba Hubba Hubba
Right.
never could do very much. But we're going to do a couple of real simple recipes today.
Right. And if you're one of those people that fancies yourself as a gourmet cook, you might want to put a blindfold
Just
on.
turn off the television.
And just relax.
And
or hit the mute and
or
just watch.
watch Two Fat Women or
These
something
are
like that.
Well, let's not talk about that, because we've been called worse than that ourselves.
Well, by the way, I got a couple of things
Oh, good.
here.
What you got?
Hold that.
All right.
Be careful with it. This is from a gentleman up in Lebanon, Virginia.
Yes.
And he says, Laban acts as if he eats a bite of so many things, he'll have a big heart attack. He says, I have a big hole in my heart, have had 4 strokes, 5 heart attacks, but I eat anything, and that doesn't bite me first. So we just wanted to pass that along to you. And he has passed on to us this strange little thing, which is some kind of a hot dried pepper that he said would surely send you out of the studio.
And so the answer is
as a matter of fact, when I
but no
opened this up, about 6 of these fell out. I immediately pulled the shades because I was afraid I was going to be arrested. You know, people send us anything.
They do.
So anyway, that's that. And then I wanted you to see this prussified card we got this year. I just want you to see this. I won't read the letter or anything. There was a nice letter in there, but isn't that just wonderful? It's one of these pop-up things. Isn't it pretty?
The Christmas tree and the gifts. And
yeah. The woman says, I'm not Chinese, but I just decided to send you this. Well, I'm not Chinese.
We appreciate
but
all
I
the
decided
mail we get.
I'm not Chinese, but I decided to enjoy it. Thank you very much.
You know, we wish we could answer every letter, but we can't.
And I don't know, maybe if you ground that up. I don't know. But
Well,
anyway,
and if you want to write to us, the address is at the end of the show, so you can get your pencil and paper out. And we love your recipes, so send those in too. I'm doing a lasagna, Larry, an American-style lasagna sent in by Alba de Stefano of Newark, Delaware.
Now, what was her name again?
You want me to say that? Alba de Stefano.
Stefano. Well, you did that better the second time you did the first time. I'm doing, wait till you hear this one. Now, this is one for the kids. You know, occasionally we do one for our children out in TV land. And for those of you who think that all you can do is open a can of manwich and throw it on a bun, we're going to show you something just a little tiny bit more exciting to do than that, but not much. This is called noodles and ground beef, sent in by Jeff Mitchell of Roanoke, Virginia. Jeff, thank you very much. You surely are a gourmet cook. Now, I'm browning some hamburger on top of the stove right now. And as you can see, it's getting nice and juicy and brown. And as soon as we get that browned real good, we're going to drain the grease off of it. And meantime, I'm going to open a can of manwich.
Way to go.
Handle this recipe.
Well, while you're opening that can, let me show you how to prepare your lasagna pan. Now, I have chosen to use one of these little throwaway aluminum pans so that they don't have to do a lot of dishes around here. Those of you that have your own pans at home, correspondingly enlarge the recipe and be sure to spray it with some kind of cooking spray so you can get it out after when you clean up. Now, the first thing you do is you want to take some tomato sauce and cover the bottom of your pan with the tomato sauce, and I'm using a commercial sauce. Now, this makes it very easy for those of you who are not cooks.
That's such an attractive pan, too. Where did you get that?
At the supermarket. You can buy all of this right at your
6 for
supermarket.
a quarter.
Right. They're very inexpensive.
No one will ever accuse Johnson of spending too much money on the pots and pans.
And let me tell you this, not only, now if you're a big cook and you want to impress people, you can make your own sauce. There are millions of recipes for tomato sauce. It's great to do during the summer when fresh tomatoes are in and you've got fresh herbs and everything else, but you can do it this way. If you've never tried it, go ahead and buy a fine product in your neighborhood grocery store and use that. Then onto that, you're going to put some lasagna noodles. Now, this is the way the lasagna noodles look before they're cooked. This is pasta. These are dried, and they're hard.
What is that?
It's called pasta. A lasagna noodle. You find them in the pasta department.
Do they grow on pasta
and
trees?
They're big and wide, and you have to cook them in a fairly large pan so that you can get them out at the end. Be very careful when you put them in, and they'll fall on down into the pan as they soften. They need to cook for about 10 minutes, and this is what they look like. And they're long and rubbery, and we're going to put them right in like this.
And what are they?
They're lasagna noodles.
I have just drained the grease off of this hamburger.
Well, good.
That's what it said to do. Go ahead, John.
And, all right, now these noodles are in, and as you notice, my pan is too little for the noodles, so you just cut them off. Easier said than done. All right, now, mash everything down really good. Now we're going to put in some meat. Now, this is the hard part. You have to fry up some hamburger. You use a frying pan for that, and you stir it until it is thoroughly brown.
Well, you can see how
and
it's
Larry's
done right
doing
here.
it over here.
I will give you an example.
I've got some that I cooked yesterday before it went
See,
bad.
that's the stirring action right there.
And this is now you would not want to do this with real hot hamburger meat because you would burn your fingers. But you just sprinkle some hamburger in.
It feels like we're doing romper room
Right.
today.
You could use vegetables. You could use turkey, ground turkey that you grind up, and that would be fine too.
I could use a day off.
All right, now I'm going to put in some cheese. Now this is sliced white American cheese, and you want to make sure that if it's got paper on it, you take the paper off so that you don't eat the paper later on. Because I'm sure that most of you don't have somebody like Doris at home to remind you to take the paper off. But then we're going to put after. Well, you know, Doris would have to remind you to take the paper off. Fortunately, she saw me doing it and wouldn't.
You don't have to do this whole recipe at one time.
No. This is the first layer. Now, Larry, you go right ahead.
Okay. So the hamburger's all browned and drained. Now you take this can of manwich and pour it in there. Watch the slow pouring action. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, there we go. That goes in there. Now you think, that's it. But no, there's more. We're going to add elbow macaroni, which I cooked before I came over here. And this is a brown beef and drain and good. Add sauce and noodles to the beef. Add a little salt and pepper if desired, and serve with salad and bread, which, by the way, I have brought along today because, as you know, I'm famous for leaving half the stuff at home. So the noodles have now set up into a gelatinous mess that refuse.
You could also drop them in hot water for a minute, and that would.
No, it's more fun to play with a gelatinous mess when one has nothing else to do. So anyway, I'll just smash it up there. They're looking real good. I believe this pan is woefully small.
Just a little tiny.
But we knew that when we started, didn't we, Doris?
Yes.
It's not Doris's fault that we don't have enough big pans around here. Now, I have put this on low, very low, because you don't want it frying at this point. You merely want it getting warmed up. And this is a delicious meal in one pot. And look how little time it took to make it. See,
and that's all you have to do.
Oh, that's it, Laban.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes,
and you don't
indeed.
have to serve it on a bun.
Well, I'm going home. My car, I didn't even turn my car off today. It's still running.
Well, see, kids, you could do this at home.
Well, see, that's what we're trying to teach people,
Yeah.
that they can take ordinary things and make even more ordinary things.
Right.
Now, you know there's not a kid in the world that could say no to a combination of macaroni, hamburger, and manwich sauce.
Right. You're right.
Am I right?
You're right.
Am I right?
Absolutely.
Am I?
100%.
So anyway.
And you could even put vegetables in it if you wanted to. You could grate up some zucchini.
Well, let's
or
not
some
get
onion.
wacky now.
Yeah. You could do all kinds
So
of
anyway, we're just going to leave that on the stove, and that's going to go just, oh, I turned it up instead of turned it back. No wonder it's going crazy. So we're going to turn that down to the bare minimum. And in a minute, I'm going to start another recipe called tuna and peas with pasta.
Oh. All right. I'm going to come back now. Now, I'm taking the ends off the lasagna noodles that I cut off over here because they were too long, and I'm putting them right here in the pan to make another layer.
What were we thinking when we chose these recipes?
I don't know. We were out of our mind. Well, look. Now, the noodles are slippery.
Caution, noodles may be slippery.
For your health.
For your health. Oh, well. Well, that is just beautiful.
And I'm having to cut this noodle.
Couldn't have done it myself.
Make it fit. Now, there we are. We've got another layer. And guess what, boys and girls? More sauce. We're going to just put a little bit of sauce. You can put these layers in any way, any order you want. Just remember that the top layer has to be noodles and sauce. Okay, and then we're going to put some more cheese over here on it.
By the way, while you're doing that, on
Okay.
pan number 2,
All right,
I'm going to put some olive oil in there and start
Now,
heating
where
it
did
up
that
on a medium
recipe
heat.
come from? And
Oh,
what is
did I not tell? Oh, excuse me. Tuna and peas with pasta came from Gail Grant of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Our friends in
Our friends in Philly. So anyway, I'm going to heat up a little olive oil in the bottom of this pan on about a medium heat. And in a couple of minutes, we're going to do some interesting stuff. I think. I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, lady.
Well, I'm putting another layer of chopped meat on there. And remember, if you're not into hamburger, you can do vegetables. You can do any kind of filling you want. And if you don't like the American cheese, and I'm not fond of it this way, but if you don't
Are
like
you
it,
an American?
you could use ricotta or some other kind of cheese. Or you could use all kinds of cheese.
Oh, I remember the year that we raced in the ricotta.
Uh-huh,
My sailboat.
that's right. You were so good.
That noodle is slippery. You're right there. So you got to watch those things.
And I'm going to put some more tomato sauce on top of this.
Or was that the regatta? Well, I never know. Or did I just stay in a Ramada? Recall. Filling time,
Now,
folks.
I don't think you'd spend that much money on a hotel accommodation.
The staff has come down with a cold.
Uh-huh. They're in terrible shape today.
Who was that?
They had their big Groundhog Day
You know,
party.
that was Andre again.
Uh-huh.
You know, we keep
He's
him...
not well.
No, we keep him up in the rafters with the dust. This is true. He's up in the rafters with all that dirt and dust. You know, they haven't cleaned it. You never see the janitors cleaning the ceiling
They
in
were,
here.
no, not
And
not
there he is. Look at him up there in the dust. He looks a little dusty, doesn't he? He got a good sneeze on him, that boy.
All right, now I've got my last layer of noodles on, and I'm going to put a little bit more sauce on top of this.
Well, while you're doing that, you take
All
a
right.
can of chunk white tuna in spring water, not in oil, in spring water, and you drain it off, drain off all the liquid into a separate little container because we're going to use it for deglazing and what have you in a couple of minutes. And next we got, what we're going to do is we're going to add the tuna to this heated pan right now and sear it. Boy, that sure is searing. Boy, that just sears me to look at it.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, well, theoretically it will sear eventually if one leaves it on for 6 hours. Well, it's got to do a little better than that. And if it starts sticking, you need to add a little bit of the tuna juice. Well, I guess it's not really tuna juice. I guess it's just water, isn't it? Anyway, it's just water.
It's the spraying water.
It's the spraying water. Now, you would think that if you had to put this in oil, why wouldn't you just use tuna in oil? Explain that to me. You know, tuna's packed in oil or water.
Good thinking. I don't know.
It tastes different. Doris says it tastes different. Now, how does it taste different? She doesn't know. She's never seen a tuna. Her cats won't eat the ones in oil. This is the reason that we're using it this way. Her cats won't eat it that way. Okay, this is really starting to heat up now. Boy, it's going. It is. It really is doing what it's supposed to do. Miss Doris, would you get this out of here for me and take that to the table? Ladies and gentlemen, Doris Ford, making a rare appearance on the program. What I should say is making a rare less than 2-minute appearance on the program. So anyway.
Well, we got to get her in here to show her to...
Well, we could do that while we're searing this. Now, I'm going to add just a little bit of this juice back in now because it is starting to bubble around a little bit. And the next thing you got to do is add tuna, toss and sear, add peas and toss. These are frozen peas, but they have thawed out, so I'm going to go ahead and put them right on in there. Well, I cannot get them open. Here we go. So we're going to add... Whoa, Nelly! I think that's enough peas. And they're going to go in there. We've got to keep this pretty hot at this point, okay? And add a little more of the water and just keep that going around. I don't know what I think
sing a
about.
couple of choruses of
Of
Let
what?
There Be Peas on Earth?
And Goodwill to Men.
Let there be peas
Doris,
on Earth.
you're going to handle your own microphone today. Thank you.
Okay.
We're busy.
I had to do a cream banana pudding trifle. And the bananas are a little brown on the sides because I did it yesterday thinking we were going to have the show, and and they had to cancel because of ice. So if you do it, make sure you're going to serve it the same day if you want to make it look fancy. I took 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, 1½ cups of cold water, 1 small package instant whipped vanilla pudding, 2 cups of whipping cream whipped, 36 vanilla wafers, 3 medium bananas diced. And then in a large bowl, you mix your water and your condensed milk, add your pudding, beat well, and chill for 5 minutes. Then you fold in your whipping cream, and then layer it in a trifle pan. If you don't have a trifle bowl, just use any old thing, I guess. And then you put the crackers on top.
That is so pretty, Doris. That really is gorgeous.
I had regular bananas on top, but boy, even though I put them in some stuff to...
But you know, I am a little disappointed because until you walked in here, I was literally the only person in this neck of the woods that had a trifle bowl.
No, I have one too.
They're great to have.
And I guess I've never made banana pudding, but I guess it's good.
Okay, I got to do a little bit more here. I need to add some garlic to this, just a little bit. Did you see that? Big as my fist. I love garlic, and that's going to smell so good. We're going to work that in there. I'm still keeping it on high heat. These little things I'm going to knock right off on the floor. Move those over a little bit. Also add a little salt and pepper and parsley. And we're going to add quite a bit of parsley right now. I love parsley. You never outgrow your need for parsley. A little pepper goes in there. If you can't see it, it must not be working. And a little salt in there also.
Well,
And,
on mine,
go ahead. Go right on ahead. I'm still working.
You put grated mozzarella on the top.
I remember her.
And now, for you gourmet cooks, of course, you could use fresh mozzarella, which is really wonderful and nowhere close to this, but this is very good. And here is what it looks like after you cook it for about 20 minutes in the oven at 375. Real pretty. So I'm going to cut it so we can get it out and serve it when we get over to the serving place.
Great. All right, now we can smell that wonderful aroma of that marvelous garlic in there. And now to this you add angel hair pasta. You know, I've decided, Laban, that every restaurant in this town serves everything now on angel hair pasta. But you know, I discovered why. I'm going to cut that a little bit, make it a little more manageable, because angel hair pasta takes roughly 1/2 the time of regular pasta to cook. And I think restaurants love it because it's so fast to handle. But you know, I've also decided that as much angel hair pasta is being served in this town alone, there couldn't be an angel in heaven with any hair. So anyway, that was meant to be funny, but obviously it went over like the old proverbial lead balloon. But anyway, there we go. Now, it doesn't look like it's staying together very well, but that's what you do, right? Isn't that what you think you do, Doris? That's all you can do with it. And now I'm going to cut that off. You serve this on the side with a lovely salad that I have made up fresh. And we'll put just a little dressing on that. Not too much. You don't want to overdo it. And
how wonderful.
Also serve it with a little side of bread.
You know, we need to give our recipe.
Oh, we do have to.
Oh,
let's do that.
The American-style lasagna from Alba in Newark, Delaware. Lasagna noodles cooked, hamburger brown, white American cheese sliced, tomato sauce, 2 cans, and mozzarella cheese grated.
Very good. The noodles and ground beef, 1 1/4 pound of ground beef, 2 cups of elbow macaroni, and a large can of manwich sauce. And you got yourself a wonderful recipe. The second recipe, the one that I just made with the tuna, which is turning out quite lovely, thank you, while I'm trying to talk and read at the same time. A can of chunk tuna and water, a small bag of frozen peas, 2 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 3/4 pound of angel hair pasta, 2 tablespoons dried fresh parsley, or fresh parsley, doesn't matter which. And when it comes out, it looks like this. It is a real pretty dish, and it has to be right good for you, too, because it's got all those peas and tuna and all that stuff in there. So we'll take that over here now.
Oh.
Well, we made it through that, Laban.
We did. That was a lot of stuff.
It was.
People always say, why don't you all do more recipes? And this is why.
Because today we did a whole bunch of recipes at one time, and it has just worn us out, ladies and gentlemen.
It certainly has.
I am talking to my union as soon as we get off the air. I've had it. So anyway, somebody else has come down with another cold. All right, let me
have some of that.
Have some of this delicious manwich goop. Oh, man.
Well, I'm going to try this tuna and angel hair.
Well, remember, you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Remember that. What's it like? I said, what's it like?
It's like tuna fish has been heated up in...
Ain't much to it.
Now let's try the manwich stuff.
I think your lasagna is wonderful.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the manwich stuff is not too bad. And lasagna.
Tuna fish and noodles and peas is what it tastes like.
All of these could be spiced up.
In that order, yeah. I think this needs to be spiced up with a little something. I don't exactly know what. What would you suggest, Mr. Johnson? You're a wealth of ridiculous information.
Some fresh herbs, or just a heavier hand with the herbs.
Yeah.
You can't just throw it in. You need to throw some other stuff into it. But that's where you get to customize your own recipe and quit worrying about what they are.
Maybe I should have thrown some of those little seeds in there that guy sent me through the mail. I don't know. Well, I haven't even tried the manwich stuff. What's that taste like?
It's all right.
I think
I want to try the...
I've never had so much
banana pudding. Can you give me a...
Well, the manwich stuff is pretty good.
Yeah.
How could it not be?
Thank you.
It's practically pre-prepared. Well, I have so much pasta laying around here. I don't have any room to land my dessert.
Ooh, that banana pudding is really good. I love banana pudding.
Tastes like bananas.
I wish all of you were here right now. You'd enjoy this. You would. Try it.
Find out more about Cookin' Cheap by visiting our website at cookincheap.com.
Cookin' Cheap is brought to you by Kroger. Quality, selection, variety.